They were told they were being treated. They were told the government was helping them. They were told nothing could go wrong. That was the lie. In 1932, the United States Public Health Service began an experiment so quiet, so ordinary, that most people didn't notice it happening at all. No locked rooms, no lab coats dripping menace, just clipboards, checkups, reassuring smiles. The goal sounded harmless: study the natural progression of syphilis. The catch was simple. The men being studied were never told they had syphilis, and they were never treated for it. This matters right now because trust in institutions doesn't collapse all at once. It erodes, slowly, one decision at a time. And this experiment shows how easily, for the greater good, becomes a weapon. The study took place in Macon County, Alabama. 600 black men were recruited. Most were poor. Many couldn't read. About 2/3 had syphilis. The rest were used as a control group. They were promised free medical care, free meals, free burial insurance. In reality, they were given placebos, aspirin, tonics, procedures disguised as treatment. Spinal taps were described as special therapy. Here's the part that makes people uncomfortable. By the 1940s, penicillin was proven to cure syphilis. It became widely available. Doctors across the country were using it successfully. The men in the study were deliberately denied it. Not forgotten, not overlooked, actively blocked. Even when some were drafted for World War II and diagnosed by military doctors, the researchers intervened to make sure they remained untreated, because ending the experiment would ruin the data. This is where the language changes. The subjects became material. The men became cases. Over the decades, syphilis destroyed their bodies. Blindness, insanity, organ failure. Wives were infected. Children were born with congenital disease. All of it documented, carefully, clinically. There's a quiet irony here. The study was justified as science, as progress, as knowledge for humanity. But it produced nothing new. Doctors already knew what untreated syphilis did. What it really produced was proof of something else: how easily ethics disappear when the people affected are invisible. The study ran for 40 years. 40. It ended in 1972, not because the researchers stopped believing in it, but because a journalist leaked the story to the press. Public outrage followed, lawsuits, apologies, a formal acknowledgement from the government decades later. By then, most of the men were dead. The official name was the Tuskegee Study of Untreated Syphilis in the Negro Male. That title alone tells you everything. Today, it's often framed as a dark chapter, a mistake, something that couldn't happen again. But the real lesson isn't about the past. It's about how easily intelligence turns into arrogance, how systems reward results, not restraint, how ethics fail quietly, long before they fail loudly. So, here's the uncomfortable question that lingers. If this experiment hadn't been exposed, how much longer would it have continued?